Hello friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel, the Bong Tourers. So today we are with the all new Himalayan 450 and we will talk about all the necessary information you need to know about this bike before buying this bike. All the pros and cons and anything the Royal Enfield needs to upgrade about this bike. So we will talk about everything in details. So before we start the ownership review video of the Himalayan 450, I would like to introduce you to the owner of this beast. So Mr. Priyanshu, he is the owner of this beast and this bike has currently done 5k kilometers and is 6 months old. So based on this, we will talk about all the riding experience he has till now. So let's start our video. Our first point is design and build quality. The Himalayan 450 gets a twin spar frame designed to be stiff. The engine is bolted to the frame at 3 points and a spacer is used to spread the load from the bolt and retain the torque settings. And if we talk about the design, as you can see, it gets full LED lighting setup, a big fuel tank and proper ADV design with modern technologies. So, build quality and design. So, do you like the build quality of the new Himalayan 450?
Yes and no, both at the same time, because the build quality, the overall build quality is a yes. Uh, I have been on highways and overall in the city, I have never felt that this is a cheap build quality uh, or needs correction somewhere. I have been overall satisfied with it. But the design overall, the wirings in particular, if you look here, the wirings are very distorted and they are revealed. Usually a bike which is priced almost at like 4 lakhs on road in the city should have done something regarding this one particular thing. Also, if you see the headlight, if you come close, the wirings of the headlight and the way it is fitted, it should have been at least covered. It is completely exposed. So this is something that I have a genuine complaint about, but overall other than that, it is fine.
So, in terms of improvement, the wiring should have covered. That's the point.
The way the wirings are placed in the bike should have been better.
Our next point is engine type. So the Himalayan 450 gets 452cc single cylinder liquid cooled with 6-speed gearbox जो कि प्रोड्यूस करती है around 40 PS at 8000 RPM and 40 Nm of torque at 5500 RPM. Fuel tank capacity is 70 liter and company claimed mileage is 30 kmpl. So engine type, how's the smoothness of the engine?
After all, this is a single cylinder engine, and as per my experience with this bike, being a single cylinder engine, the amount of refinement this provides is completely, I never expected a single cylinder engine to provide this kind of refinement. And yes, there is a bit of heating issue that is very normal in a 452cc, a 400 plus cc engine, and this is a 452cc engine. So I don't have much to complain about that. And the vibrations are there. I won't say it's not there. It is definitely there. You feel it once the bike is past 3,500 RPM and it continues there till 5,000. But there is a slight catch here. When you're in the highway, once you cross 70, the vibes start to kick in. But when the bike goes above 120, the vibrations completely
Disappear.
Wow. So
that's a magic. And any kind of power lagging issue?
Definitely not. And there are two modes here, the eco mode and the performance mode. Usually what it does is, in the eco mode, the first 4 gears are very pacified. The kick is not there. But in the performance mode, all through the rev range, from first gear to the 6th gear, it's completely mind-boggling. The power is like the moment you put the throttle down and it's just there. I've never felt the power lag.
Okay. And what is the service interval and approximate costing of
the first service was at 500 kilometers and the second service was at 5,000 or 6 months. So yeah, this bike has done the second service till that time.
And approximate costing of the
The first service costed me around 1600 to 2000, because the first service included the full engine oil change, the oil filter change, and everything. The coolant was even changed. The radiator's coolant was changed, and overall it costed. It was a big service. It costed around 16 to 2000, 2200, something like that. But the second service was extremely cheap. I did not expect it to be that. It was around 300 to 350 rupees. That was
It's
the cost
because
of
the
second
maximum
service.
things are done in the first service.
Yes, yes.
That's why it's cheap. So very reasonable, and ID has also focused on the maintenance balance also. Dimensions. If you are looking for a comfy ADV bike, then you need to know about the dimensions of the bike. It will help you to understand whether the bike is suitable for you based on your needs or not. तो इस बाइक की कर्व वेट है 196 kg, सीट हाइट इज 825 mm which is adjustable up to 445 mm or even as low as 805 mm. Ground clearance is 230 mm, overall length is 2245 mm, width is 852 mm and height is 1316 mm. Wheelbase is 1510 mm. The Himalayan 450 gets USD forks at front and a monoshock at rear with suspension travel of 200 mm for both. But still the Himalayan 450 comes with tube tires, although there is an option available for tubeless tires, but उसके लिए आपको अलग से परचेस करना पड़ेगा एंड शायद वेटिंग पीरियड भी बहुत ही लंबा है, तो इसके बारे में हम ओनर से डिटेल में पूछेंगे. But even after upgrading the Himalayan 411 to 450, RE still doesn't provide tubeless tires. It still comes with tube tires. So the front tire size is 90 by 90 R21 and rear is 140 by 80 R17, as you can see. And it gets C8 tires, dual purpose. Okay, what is the procedure to get tubeless tires?
This is a bit complex. Now, usually the stock bike used to get the tube tires, and yet, like till now, the stock bike gets tube tire, but now you have the option to customize it before ordering the bike. So they will get you the tubeless cross spoke rims. So, and that costs, if you get a new bike and you order it with that, when you configure it with the new bike, then it costs you around 11,000, 11,500, something like that. And if you order it, if you already are pre-owning a bike and now you want to order the tubeless cross spoke rims, then it will cost you around 12,500 or a bit more or less,
Each
something like that.
or the pair?
No, the pair, the entire pair.
The
Yes.
entire pair. Okay.
But you have to order it through the RE portal. And the main issue that I faced was I ordered the cross spoke wheels the exact day they launched it in the Indian market. But like, somehow I haven't yet received the rims. I haven't been delivered it yet. And it has been more than 3.5 months.
It's very
I
long.
could not go out on any long tours because of this one issue. Because having a tube tire in like 2024 and like going out is
Very risky,
a
obviously.
lot of hassle.
Obviously.
And obviously I did not want to take those risks, so I could not go out. But this is a genuine issue that RE should work on, because we know that usually what happens is when RE launches a bike, it's on waiting period. That's fine. They want to create a demand in the market. But when you are not giving a particular part which is very essential for a touring bike in the market,
Exactly.
you should at least make it available to the people when you're launching. It is not like any of the bikes they have launched that they want to create a demand. It is a part, and it is a, like basic essential part of a touring bike.
In fact, in this year, 2025, only Royal Enfield has this feature that they don't even give tube tires.
Yes.
They
And
they still give
this
tube
is
tires.
not just about the Himalayan.
It's about almost
it's
every bike.
almost every bike that every high segment bike that Royal Enfield has, and even I don't want to take a name, but they have launched a bike recently, and they have not the same bike which costs more than 4 lakhs. They haven't provided with tubeless tires. So
This is very
a
basic
disappointing
need.
thing
Exactly.
on the part of Royal Enfield.
Exactly. This is a very basic need to provide tubeless tires, at least in this generation. So being a ADV bike, how is the suspension?
The suspension is just butter. That's all I would say. And coming from my previous experience, I used to own a classic 350 BS3. Previously, I've been owning it for the last 7 years. But like that is not a comparison for this bike at least.
Obviously.
But I have had conversations with people owning GS, Multistrada, bikes like those, Tiger, and even they did not want to change even a bit of the suspension that is given in this bike. So on the part of the suspension, I would like to give it a 200 out of 100. That's
Our next point is braking system. Before we ask the owner about the response of the brakes, we need to know what the type of brakes the Himalayan 450 gets. So it gets dual channel switchable ABS with 320 disc at front and 270 disc at rear. How is the response of the brakes in city and highway?
the brakes are very, very grippy, especially given the combination of the brakes and the tires. Now there is one small kick to this, that if you use the brakes individually, you won't understand the power of the brakes as much. But if you use both the brakes at the same time, now that's where the catch is. You will understand like how powerful the brakes are. And these are provided with Brembo brakes. The calipers that are inside, the brake calipers, they are Brembo. This was the first time Royal Enfield has provided with Brembo calipers.
Brembo.
Brembo, yes.
But I thought it was Vibra.
No, the outer cover is the Vibre,
Okay.
but the inside brake pads are Brembo. And
Acha.
actually, compared to all the consumables that are used in this bike, the brake pads are the most expensive part.
Obviously, being a Brembo, it's very expensive. So, being an ADV, Royal Enfield has provided this bike with many modern technologies such as riding modes and more. So, owner will let us know about the details of the technologies.
So this is the instrument cluster of this bike. There are two setups. Now here, this is the analog setup. Here you get a joystick. This is the joystick that is used to control the overall functionalities of the instrument cluster. Now if you come close here, this is where you get the average trip 1, trip 2. This is for the fuel consumption. This is the fuel range. Now here you get the voltage, the service due, the engine temperature. This is the overall setup of the analog. Now this is the appearance part. This is settings. Now you get appearance, my vehicle, and system and overall informations here. Now talking about the aerodynamics of this particular bike, being a adventure tourer segment bike, the aerodynamics is overall good, but RE should have definitely worked with the front visor. The visor that this bike gets is of no use entirely, and even the bigger accessory visor that RE provides for this bike is of no use. Like there are people who have used them and now they prefer aftermarket visors for this bike, which are actually useful, comparing like saving from the wind blast. Now, apart from this, the overall aerodynamics and the performance of the bike in the highway or in high speeds I don't have any complaints about.
So overall, RE has made this bike capable enough to handle all the hard and stiff terrains. And I would like to ask the owner overall his experience.
This bike has, from the very day one, has nothing but amazed me. I have been riding a cruiser for more than 7.5 years, and from a cruiser of 350cc to a adventure tourer of 452cc, it has been a big jump, and I have truly loved each and every moment I've spent on this bike, and this has been a very inspiring experience for me from the very moment I've had this bike. Um, Actually, I was more intrigued by the previous Himalayan that Royal Enfield had, but I used to follow the news feeds, and so I knew this bike was coming. I was very eager to experience what this bike had to provide or had to deliver, and there was a lot of hype that was created before this bike was launched in the market. So, and I will say it very clear and very loud that this bike has truly lived up to the hype it had created before it was launched in its truest sense.
So it was a very detailed ownership review video of the new Himalayan 450. We have covered almost all the pros and cons about this bike. If anything we have missed about this, so let us know in the comment section, and thanks for watching. Do subscribe our channel for more amazing and detailed ownership review videos of different motorcycles. See you in the next video. Ride safe.